Hello again! How to do document analysis as part of your master's thesis. In this segment, I will introduce you to the practical sides of collecting and analyzing documents, and finish with some important ethical concerns. So, where to start? First of all, try to think as broadly as possible about how documents may be potential data in your study. To illustrate, we may distinguish between 4 main categories of documents: information and leisure, daily life, personal documents, and public documents. These categories clearly overlap and many are interlinked, but they serve to highlight the many forms of documents that exist. My own data are mainly within the 4th category, and they look very much like this. For my PhD, I analyzed archival documents and evaluation reports about foreign aid. And in my current postdoctoral project, I analyze policy documents about aquaculture and the bioeconomy. And even though you are at the beginning of your master's project now, you have probably already gathered numerous documents about your research topic. For example, by browsing relevant websites, or looking through reports, or going through media coverage of potential case studies. And already in this initial stage, it is useful to think of your searches as a form of fieldwork. You are exploring and navigating in a new field, not, of course, in the classical ethnographic sense, but online or in documents or in the research literature. And a good advice is therefore to make systematic field notes or a project log from the very beginning. And in these notes, you include the current date, bibliographical information, including the full URL, potential links, and references to other related documents, and also your own ideas, new questions, and preliminary analysis. In this way, you will not forget any details, not lose any valuable sources, and enable proper referencing in the writing stage. Document collection may be integrated in the research design in different ways. You may access the major online databases and physical archives, such as those of Parliament, the government, ministries and agencies, the National Archives, the media database Retriever, and archive.org, which saves past versions of many important websites. If your main form of data collection is interviews, you may integrate questions about documents and how they are used. If you do observation, you may pay attention to the practical role of documents. These methods may give you access to unpublished drafts and to interesting backstage discussions, like what is described in the readings by both Carlson, Hull, and Hilgartner. And finally, make sure to organize your collected documents in a systematic way by building your own document archive. For this, you may use software such as NVivo, EndNote, or Zotero, or just create your own file structure on your computer. Let us now turn from collection to analysis. In the first segment of this lecture, I presented Asdal's concept of practice-oriented document analysis. And I explained that we should always consider a document as both a text, as part of a process, and as part of a context. And so this table may help you operationalize this point. Here I will now fill in the key concepts that you encounter in your readings. You are of course not expected to employ all these concepts at once, but they may help you open up the documents for analysis and locate the most interesting areas to investigate in depth. Use them as tools for asking questions to the documents. Focusing first on the text, you may ask about the author, the readers, the genre, or the narrative structure. What is included and omitted in the text? How does the text try to persuade its readers? Second, we may investigate the process. How was the document produced, circulated, and read or not read? What is its history and its further trajectory? How does it change between different versions? May you locate it in a whole chain of related documents? Was the process characterized by controversy or consensus? Third, we may investigate the document as part of a context. What larger routines, systems, and infrastructures is the document a part of? What is the relation between the backstage production and the front stage presentation of the document? And how is this process managed? What gives a document its authority? How does the document contribute to establish and define issues in society? And how does it contribute to real-world changes? Let me end by highlighting 3 important ethical concerns: precision, confidentiality, and validity. First, make sure to quote and reference all documents correctly and precisely, so that all your claims may be retraced. And second, most archives will require applications and confidentiality statements in order to grant access. Be careful to quote any restricted documents in the agreed way, or your thesis may potentially be withheld from publishing. And third, investigate the validity of all documents. Ask who wrote it, who published it, for what purpose, and can it be trusted? This is especially important of digital sources. And once you know that it is a valid source, then you may explore it more freely. In short, when you handle your data, make sure to be careful, critical, and curious. I encourage you to explore the potential of document analysis, as this will both enrich and strengthen your study.